Good evening, everyone, or good afternoon. It is 6 p.m. and I am calling this regular City Council meeting to order. First, I would like to ask everyone to please silence their cell phones. I am also asking everyone to be respectful of others by keeping any side conversations down out of respect for others who are here to listen to the meeting. I pledge to build a stronger and more prosperous community by advocating for civil engagement, respecting others and their viewpoints, and finding solutions for the betterment of our city of Lake City, South Carolina. The invocation will be led by Councilwoman Scott, and the Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Councilwoman Crosby. Can we please stand?
Excuse me. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you, dear God, for this beautiful day. We thank you, dear God, for letting us be able to come together one more time, the 8th month, the year of 2025. We thank you, dear God, for everyone that's present here, our community. We thank you, God, for strength. We pray to Heavenly Father, you protect us, Lord, for all harm and dangers. Look after the schools as they go back to school. Lord, remember the principal, everyone that involved. Bless our community. Bless all the city council and everyone in Lake City. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Councilwoman Scott. Thank you, Councilwoman Crosby. Madam Clerk, can you please poll the city council members?
Yes, ma'am. Mayor D'Amica Robinson,
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem DeWanda,
Present.
Councilmember Melissa Atkins,
Present.
Councilmember William Scott,
Present.
Councilmember Sandra Fleming Crosby,
Present.
Councilmember Nicole Singletary,
Present.
Councilmember Jason Brown.
Present.
Mayor, we have a quorum.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda as printed?
Move to approve.
It has been properly moved in second. Clerk, you have it. Who made the motion? Who made the second? Mayor Pro Tem. It has been properly moved in second. Any questions, council? If none, all in favor, show of hands. Any opposed? Thank you. Motion carries. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes?
Move to approve.
Approval of the minutes from the special called council meeting, not call in, sorry, called council meeting on July 25th, 2025.
Move to approve.
Second.
It has been properly moved in second. Any questions, council? If none, all in favor, show of hands. Any opposed? Thank you. We have no presentations on tonight, so we're going to move forward with our public comment period. Comments are limited to 2 minutes per person, and no personal or verbal attacks will be entertained. The council is interested in hearing your concerns. However, speakers should not expect the council to take action or deliberate on subject matters raised during the public comment period. Topics requiring further investigation will be referred to the city administration and may be scheduled for a future agenda. Please make sure to sign in and leave your name and address on record with the city clerk to council. And there's a sheet provided on the podium for you to sign in, please.
Good evening, Mayor and Council.
Good evening.
I'm addressing the amended agenda that was uploaded to the computer system, up to the Facebook. On Resolution 2025-037, apparently there's been an authority to go ahead and sell the Tahoes, and there's already been bids that have been provided and handed down. I don't remember a resolution from the council members to go ahead and give authority to go ahead and sell these vehicles prior to accepting bids. The second resolution is 2025-039. The statements that have been made that the city's been working with Mr. Kirkley. There has been no contract in place to work with him. He has been working remotely. He has a laptop computer. He has access to the shared drive of the city of Lake City. He's not being paid for any of his services, but yet he has full access. I think that's not in good city practice. The engagement letter says it's effective the 28th of July, going back to August 1st, and that they're trying to get him to work here. I just don't think it's the best idea. The letter also states there's an extra charge for $165 an hour. There's no cap on those hours. How many hours are you going to give him for each request that's on there, because there's several requests? We currently are in contract unless the contract has been terminated with Ms. Donna Sullivan from May 2025 to May of 2026. If that contract has been terminated, it should have been brought to council that the contract was terminated before this contract was even brought to council to go ahead and to address. As far as the software is concerned, I don't know why we're spending $124,000 when we just laid people off and took away their livelihoods. And what's going on with the forensic audit, and I did not know that there was an acting finance director, was it advertised? Thank you.
Yes, my name is LaRue Alford, and it just brought to my attention today from some senior citizens that the air conditioner over at the Senior Citizen Center has been down for 2 months. After my investigation, I found out that the unit cost $82,000 and was put in there less than a year ago. But I found out that this young lady's son-in-law was the one that installed it. And the city has been trying to get in touch with them for over 4 or 5 months to come and repair it. That has not been done yet. The city had to call somebody else in to come and repair the unit over there for those senior citizens. I think we need to go back and look and see who was on that bid committee and whether it was legal for whoever it was to purchase that from somebody who was working with the city, son-in-law. I want y'all to investigate that and get some information.
What was the name of the?
Atlantis, out of Montgomery. Was her son-in-law,
Who's son-in-law?
Okay.
Marcia's son-in-law.
Okay.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'm here speaking on the Stop the Violence. We had a Stop the Violence on last month, and I'd like to thank the mayor and the chief that came out and participated. And I'm coming here because I think we need more participation from our leaders, because we are going into your districts and you're not showing up to show that you are a leader of that district. So it's time for not just to come here on the second Tuesday, but come and show us, the community, that you're working and want to stop this violence. My name is Roosevelt Bryant.
Good evening, Mayor and Council.
Good evening.
My name is Wanda Anderson. I was at a meeting it was in July. No, not July's meeting, but June's meeting. And I was hoping that I would have some type of, to help to provide some type of solution for, the debt crisis that the city is currently facing. Unfortunately, I did talk to some financial advisors and accountants and stuff, but they didn't come up with anything that was feasible. If they did, I would have been glad to present it, but I don't have anything, unfortunately. Now, the other thing that I do want to address is my son. He just came home for a couple of days. He's a truck driver, and he came home for a few days, and I have his name, but out of respect, I just don't want to call his name, but it's a police that has been going around stopping people for no reason. He's just pulling them over, and then when he pull them over and they ask him what were they pulled over for, it's some type of bogus reason, and then he turns around and tells them, okay, you can go. I didn't find anything going on. I mean, as citizens of Lake City, we should be able to drive around Lake City without being harassed by police, And I have his information. I have other people who've been complaining about that same police. I'm not sure if he's here or not, but I have the information. They're supposed to be filling out forms and everything. I would like for, mayor, council, and chief to investigate this, because I drive that same vehicle, and I would not like to be stopped by a police harassing me for no reason, and no other citizen of this community.
Thank you, Ms. Anderson. Any other comments?
My name is Emma Cooper, and I live at 324 Kroger Circle, 345 Apartment 4, Cove Road, Lake City. And to my mayor and to all the council members, I just want to say I appreciate y'all so much. And to our mayor, I appreciate you so much. I have a concern about my water bill. And I shorted up as short as I can. I got my water bill, the one before. I did not get a water bill. I went downtown and I talked to them at the water place. And they told me, go home, don't worry about it. It was an error, right? I understand the error. I understand all of that. But I didn't get no hearing from what was going on, so I got the bill for July. Y'all bear with me, I have a problem with my chest.
Oh, you fine.
For July, and it was a made-up bill. And when I got that bill, or estimate bill, so when I got that bill, I said, okay, well, I'm just go ahead and run down there and pay that. So I got the bill for this month. I'm gonna need all of y'all help up there. But $93. Council, y'all mayor, I ain't got to $93 to pay no water bill. So I said, okay, I got this bill for $93. Don't know how I'm gonna pay it. And my concern is if somebody can tell me what office to go to the water place, or who can I talk to about this bill, that's what I want to do. I want to talk in person. I got a letter. Don't know how many grandmamas out there like me don't know what's going on. This bill, I have a problem with my chest. That don't know what's going on, can read them letters and still don't know what's going on. I read the letter, but I'm just don't know what's going on with it. My concern is if you can just tell me who to go talk to, or who can help me and to understand what's going on with this, with my water bill. And whoever you send me to, I'm ready to go, because those people down there, I appreciate them so much, because they are very, very, very friendly and nice to me.
Thank you, Ms. Emma. Okay. Any other comments? Okay, if not, we're gonna proceed with our legislative portion of our agenda. Interim City Administrator, Mr. Thompson.
Good afternoon. First, we have the first reading of an ordinance amending the business license ordinance for the city of Lake City, updating the class schedule as required by Act 176 of 2025.
Okay. I need a motion to approve ordinance 2025.006 for first reading.
Second.
It has been properly moved in second. Any discussion, council? If none, all in favor, show of hands. Any opposed? Thank you, motion carries.
Next is an ordinance requesting the city of Lake City, South Carolina to annex and rezone the property designated on the Florence County tax map as total 196-31-187.
Need a motion to approve ordinance 2025.007, for first reading.
Move to approve.
Second.
It has been properly moved in second. Any questions, council?
Steve, can you explain to the audience
Yes,
what
ma'am.
this is really about, just briefly?
I'm not familiar with the piece of property itself, but let me get quick over to this. The issue is, city council gets a recommendation from the planning commission to approve annexations, and this has been recommended to the city council. Pardon me, this is annexing right-of-way with an acreage of 0.13 acres. And the owner is hoping to change the zoning designation from R1, which is low-density residential, to HB with highway business. That's basically it. You've received a recommendation of the planning commission for approval.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions, council? If none, all in favor, show of hands. Any opposed? Thank you, motion carries.
And all of these annexation requests go to the planning commission first. Planning commission is similar to the old jury of your peers. They look at these pieces and make a recommendation to city council for action, for zoning, and for all of that. Next, we have first reading of an ordinance requesting the city of Lake City, South Carolina to annex and rezone the property designated on Florence County tax map. We've got it up on the screen as 0019631-001.
Need a motion to approve ordinance 2025.008 for first reading.
Move to approve.
Second.
It has been properly moved and second. Any questions, council? If none, all in favor, show of hands. Any opposed? Thank you. Motion
I will
carries.
point out that these are requested for annexation and rezoning. There's really not a rezoning involved. As they come into the city, you assign a zone. And so in this case, you're assigning a zone of HB, the highway business zone. Next, we have, let's see if I can find out what we've got next. Here we go. An ordinance requesting the city of Lake City, South Carolina, the zoning of the property designated on the Florence County tax map as 0019631-001. This would also come in under the HB highway business zone.
We don't have that.
You don't have that?
Which one? You said 06 or 09? 09.
It's,
09.
so you don't have it in your.
We have it.
Okay.
You just looked at it, you was cross-eyed when you looked at it.
Oh, okay, I can be cross-eyed too, that's okay. All right.
Need a motion to approve ordinance 2025.009 for first reading.
Move to approve. Second.
It has been properly moved and second. Any questions, council? If none, all in favor, show of hands. Any opposed? Thank you. Motion carries.
Okay. The next, Mayor and Council, is the approval of a fund balance policy. And this really kicks off our budget process. You know, we're working on the 26 budget, and this is the first step. I've met with a couple of community groups lately, and they asked us to start explaining what kind of problem the city's having. Most people seem to know that we have a problem, they just don't know what that is. So let me take a moment and talk about it. You know, I'm no great shakes. I'm a former city manager, I've got a couple of degrees, but I'm a citizen just like you are, working in cities, and so I try to make sense of what's going on. Here we have, this is going to be a long discussion, so if you get bored, let me know. But successful cities do three things, really. They balance revenues and expenses, they plan for the future, and they have a strategic plan, a community-based strategic plan. So what do we want to be as we get older and as we grow up? So those three things contribute to successful communities. Where we are with Lake City, we've added personnel over the last couple of years, and I've heard that from the community groups. In 21, we had 113 employees. In 25, last year, up through June, we had 149. So we had some growth in the city organization. I have the numbers for departments and that type of thing, but that was the growth. The city has mixed funds, and so when you talk about fund budgeting, you have to really think about the mixed funds. We have the utilities fund, and we talk about how high the rates are for utilities. That's the utilities funds, water and sewer. We have a general fund, which is all the tax-supported funds that we support, police, fire, all of those. And the critical point here is whether the utilities funds are weather dependent. So if you have a dry summer, you need more water. If you have a wet spring, you don't need a lot of water. And so they're very weather dependent, and so you have to have reserves for the utility system to make up when funds aren't coming in. You know, I'm not one to assign blame, but let me just say, historically, in the last few years, the city has used savings to pay for recurring expenses. That's a strong rule that everybody pays attention to, everybody else pays attention to, but you don't use savings for recurring expenses, because then when the expense comes up again, what are you gonna pay it with? You've used your reserves, so you have no funds. Well, if you wanna know where the money went, where the reserves went, that's one of the areas where we went. In the spring, we depleted the reserves of the city, both in utilities and general fund. We went from, we now have, well, I don't want to get buried down in the details too much, but we spent the money on the capital, we spent the money on people. So we've talked about how we've increased the people, how we've increased the capital, and both of those have gone up. We now have, this is a better discussion to have around the table. So let me tell you about what reserves are. Reserves include both undesignated reserves, fund balance, and they include planned reserves. So if I set aside some money to replace a car, that's a planned reserve. That goes into your savings account. If we don't spend all the money out of one fiscal year, then that money trickles down through the till, and that goes into your fund balance. In this case, we used both, and the previous administration not only used both reserves up for the capital of the people, but they mixed them. So when I talked about how utilities are weather dependent and general fund is not, that really is a rule about not mixing the two. In this case, they took the money, put it in a big bowl, and spent it till it was gone. And when it was done, they were done. It's simplistic, but that's essentially what the pattern was. So we depleted the reserves. Everybody knows that we have put our audit on hold. And so if that's a concern of you, we've put our audit on hold and we've contracted for a forensic audit. The audit being on hold has to start July 1, but we'll talk about the ramifications for that. But the audit's on hold. The forensic auditors are preparing to start. The annual auditors actually have finished some of their work ahead of time, but they're waiting by, because if you're an auditor and you're going to come in, what you don't want to do is come in behind someone that's doing a forensic audit, because they're going to look at every piece of paper, they're going to look at every line item in your budget and everything else, and then they're going to point fingers and blame. So the regular auditors aren't going to come in until the forensic audit is complete. I don't have any reason to think that there will be criminal charges involved, but we are going to go through the two because council feels strongly we'd like the public to trust this process and these people. So we're going to do a forensic audit. That'll probably, they're really started already, but that'll be in the early fall. We'll do the annual audit right behind that. But again, it's partly complete now. So if you have questions about the audit, that's where we are. But if I were going to sum up the condition of the city right this moment, remember we've got general fund and utilities. We're broke. We don't have any reserves, and we barely can make payroll. Does that sound like a small business that you know of? But that's us. The monthly payroll for the city is $200,000. We had 130 employees in 2021. We're down to 108 now. So we've cut a lot of our staff. We're down to 108, and and we had no capital budget of any type, so there's no capital cut out of the budget. So when you're preparing for the new budget, if that's not rambling enough, I'll hit it again. When you're preparing for the new budget, you can do two things. You can cut expenses, or you can raise revenues. We've looked at both. So we've reduced the number of employees. Employees make up about 80% of an organization, of a city organization. So if you're going to cut expenses, you're cutting people. That's the hard line, because nobody likes to cut employees, but that's the bottom line with it. And it affects your city services. When you think about the city services we provide, I'd say they're all essential. Police, fire, water, sewer, recreation, all of them. They're essential services. But yes, we're going to cut people, and so we're going to make it balance. Well, let me not get ahead of that. We're in the budget process now. But you can expect this discussion as we go forward. You can sell assets. You know, we've had talk about selling the Cole Road facility and other things. Well, that's all good, but remember our discussion about how you don't use one-time revenues for recurring expenses. So if we're paying for the police department by selling Cole Road, what are we gonna do next year? We've got to have regularly recurring revenues that are gonna make up the difference. So that's part of it. And then the other piece we have, you can always raise taxes, sure you can. Or you can raise rates, water and sewer rates, utility rates. Water and sewer have to balance. You've got a lot of obligations already out there for funding of lines, funding of wastewater treatment plant, all of that, and so they have to balance. So in this case, if they're not balancing, we have to raise the rates. I will tell you, there is a rate increase coming forward, just if nothing else, to balance utilities. But that's an issue we're still facing because we aren't there yet. When the previous administration spent all the money and did all the nefarious things they did, we lost the ability to control what was going on. We don't have the records to do it. And this new auditor that we've got working with us, fabulous guy, he's recreating it, and we're getting a lot of information out of the process and moving forward. But that's absolutely critical. Fortunately, it's very, very affordable too, so that works out for me. So how do we go forward? We've talked about how the water and sewer system has to balance. We've talked about how all the expenses and the people and all that. And I will tell you, I'm concerned about the people as much as anyone else is. My job here, however, is not to be their friend. My job here is to get the city on a sustainable level. And so that's what I'm doing. And that's the purpose of these meetings. That's the purpose of the development of a new budget and all the other financial issues that are coming forward. But a budget is nothing if it's not hard choices. You have to decide how you're going to spend your money and what you're going to spend that money on. We know where the money went that we had in reserves before. It went for capital, it went for people. No question there. It's not there anymore. We'll do a rate study so that we can see how the water and sewer rates compare with the other utilities in this area. You know, you can't be out of line with that, but we'll do a rate study and see if there's any capacity there for rate adjustments. But again, we're out of balance, so we're going to have to do something. We'll create a fund balance, and you can do that in two ways. One is create budgeted accounts. So in this case, a lot of organizations use an equipment replacement fund, for example. They'll fund that creates some reserves, and they can use that to replace equipment, or they can use that just to make payroll every week. We're doing the rate study. I'll have that at the end of August. There has not been a rate study within the foreseeable past here, so that's a big deal, and it's certainly important. We'll create the fund balance. The second way you create fund balance is not by designating reserves, but by underspending your budget. So when you underspend your budget, the money falls to the bottom of the till, and you've got a little money left over. That's a big part of the savings that cities create is when you lose an employee, you get that salary that they used to get paid, and you create reserves. So we're budgeting savings, we're creating that fund balance and all that. The utility system is not balanced, so there will be a rate increase coming forward. Franchise fees are part of this discussion too, and this is a difficult issue. Franchise fees were discussed in South Carolina in the early 80s, and I was part of that discussion. In franchise fees, you have utility companies that run their utility lines down the street right-of-way, your right-of-way, the public right-of-way. They pay a rent for that right-of-way and a rent for that use. Well, that's okay as long as it's Duke Power or the others, although you still pay because their expenses went up, so your rates went up. But the city's the same way. We use the street right-of-way for water, sewer, stormwater, and all that. A lot of cities in this area do charge a franchise fee of their own operations. That's an issue we're looking at. Debt restructuring. You know, we've looked back at our debt over the past several years and where we're going with payments and all of that. There are some opportunities there. Over the next 5 years, we should be able to recover some money from restructuring of debts if we don't reissue new debt. if we keep it the way it is. But, so there is some money there, not a fabulous amount, but it's something you always have to explore. So what you can expect in August and September, we'll have a smaller budget. I don't know what it's going to be, because we're still going through that. And a lot of that's going to come back from your feedback. If you say, well, let's got the 20 or 30 employees that we need to do and balance the budget, I can do that. But if instead you say, well, we're concerned about the people, let's try to make some kind of balance of revenue cuts and revenue increases and budget cuts and all that, well, we can do that too. But that's all part of the budget process. Remember, the budget is making hard choices. And so that's where we're going with all of this. So let's take it to what's on the agenda tonight. What's on the agenda tonight is a fund balance policy. And you follow the fund balance policy so you don't spend it all down to zero. Instead, you retain your reserves. Under the policy that we presented to you, we've suggested that the city should have a goal of keeping 16% or 2 months of revenues in the reserves to cover things. Fund balance policy is important when we go to pay checks, because if you have nothing in reserves, you can't make payroll. Make payments to our vendors. The people that are vendors with the city of Lake City already know we don't pay on time. We'll pay sometime over the next couple of months. We'll work with you so you understand what's going on, but we don't pay on time. That's an issue we need to correct, because we want to have a good rating with our creditors and all those, and we need to keep business going. But we'll do that. So we'll require 2 months of reserves for the fund balance policy. In addition to it, the problem, and I don't blame any member of this council, I mean, I think this is a great council in every sense, and I mean that. I've worked with a lot of good councils, and this was a great one. But the other piece is, you gotta have discipline, self-discipline. Because if you go out and try to build capital, hire people and all that, it can be great, and you can see how you could buy into that. You'd say, you know, we need to be a energetic city with a lot of good things going on for everybody. I understand it. That's a great vision for the community. But you've got to have discipline. You've got to say, well, let's only spend on the things we can afford it for. So in that case, we're saying 2 months worth of revenues and a supermajority of council to approve it. And if you do that, then you can use the reserves and you're good. So that's part of the fund balance policy as well. I've talked about how we establish the reserves and all that. But that's basically it. Having a fund balance policy and a fund balance is important to our credit. It's important to our business relationships with people we work with. It's important to our employees that count on getting a paycheck every, whenever we get paid. And all of that. So this is presented for your information and approval.
Thank you, Mr. Thompson. I need a motion to approve ordinance 2025.010 for first reading.
Move to approve. Second.
It has been properly moved in second. Any discussion, council?
Mr. Thompson, I want a presentation on that.
Yes.
When we could be open and clear with the citizens here in Lake City. I know we don't want to raise taxes and raise water rates and all that good stuff and lay people off. But at the end of the day, we got to be able to have some kind of bargain. You're going to have to give somewhere. It's going to be a tough decision, and the decision going to have to come. And we are in a trying time. And in order for us to get back on track, I commend you on your work that you are doing. Just keep pushing forward and keep doing what you're doing. I got your back 110%.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Let me mention too, you know, people talk about bankruptcies, you know, how you go through bankruptcy. As a consultant in Tennessee, I've helped some cities through bankruptcy. Cities can go bankrupt. And it's the same way you or your business would go through it. They come in and they sell off their assets, they assign your stuff to other people, and it's really a pretty ugly process. In Tennessee, if you sell off the assets, the county has to take the utility system, which they don't necessarily want because they're bankrupt cities. But there are a lot of parts of this, so we need to make sure that we're not letting down the community and letting down the employees and everybody that's involved. It's a complex issue, but thank you.
And I want to comment too, Steve, I want to thank you for being transparent with council. This is a part of city government that has not always been in place. And I think had it been in place before, we wouldn't be at the point where we are now. And can't thank you enough for your efforts and your working with council.
Thank you. You're all very kind, and I appreciate that. The other piece that's coming forward is a monthly report, because city council is charged with providing oversight to the city organization. But if you don't get an effective monthly report, how do you do that? And so we're working on it. We'll have something to you. I was hoping to have it to you today, but not yet, but probably by the next meeting in August. But thank you very much.
You're welcome.
My concern is what you're saying now. How does it look for employees? There've been so many that already left, and the number have definitely gone down in the past year of employment. My concern is how many jobs can we save and keep the city balanced, where I can walk the street and people say, I lost my job because of you, what you voted for.
Yes, ma'am.
That's my main concern, because I'm gonna see these people at the IGA, ain't but one place to go, and Walmart.
You have to think about the people that, when you walk in IGA, and they say, well, you raised the water rates, you raised the taxes. I mean, it's just a hard decision. It's just a hard, they can't be able to afford, I mean, it's,
But something's gonna have to give, I know, in order for us
something gonna have to give.
to
It's-
move
it's-
forward.
it's-
Food ain't going down, we saw that.
Either way you look at
Taxes
it.
and everything are going up.
So,
Something's gonna have to give, but I'm more concerned about people losing their job.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I'm concerned about people losing their jobs too. But if you listen to every word Steve said, I think he was very clear in explaining what shoulda, coulda, or woulda happened, but did not happen. And, I mean, I'm concerned about people losing their jobs, but we have to do what we have to do.
and it's gonna come with smart management at the end of the day. I mean,
I could add I started the process off with talking about how a budget is hard choices. And that's really what we're looking at here. It's hard choices. Do we raise rates, do franchise fees, taxes, whatever it's going to be, or do we cut expenses? And I don't have the answer on that. I can give you recommendations, but that really will come back to you, and that's the difficult job of council, you know. So I look forward to seeing how we resolve this.
Any questions? I think also at the same time that we're listening to the recommendations and suggestions from Mr. Thompson, that we also listen to the ones that we stated to the citizens that are being affected. But we also need to listen to the city staff that's being affected as well too, because they definitely have a voice in this. So we definitely don't want to leave them out. It's more than just positions. It's just more than just numbers. And we stated before, it's lives, livelihoods. And we have to take care of our staff, so our staff will be able to take care of the citizens. So also in this fund balance policy that was presented tonight, I'm agreeable for, establishing a goal of 16% or 2 months of operating expenses for us to fund our balance, put our fund balance back to a healthy place that it needs to go. I also see that you stated requires a supermajority of 6 members of council voting and supporting use of the funds. I think that needs to be at least 5, because 5 would be a supermajority instead of 6. I think 5 would be a better number for a decision, for any decisions that need to come up in that case. If council agrees to amend it to say 5. Also, because that would be a supermajority still. Also, with what you provided with us for the fund balance policy, it states in here, I don't know everybody that has it, I know that we have it in our packet, but it says the mayor and council have authorized the city administrator as the official authorized to assign fund balance to a specific purpose as approved by this fund balance policy. I think it needs to be at least 2 people. Instead of just the city administrator, it needs to really needs to be the finance director first, who handles the finances of the city. So finance director or city administrator, and the city administrator will come in place in the absence of the finance director. I think the finance needs to stay in the place with the finance director, but of course, the city administrator will be assistance to that if the finance director is in absence for any reason.
Yes, ma'am, if I can respond to that. I have no concerns whatsoever. You'll approve those types of reserves in the budget. And so in the budget, you have a couple of line items that are called things like capital replacement, vehicle replacement, things like that. Those go into designated replacement accounts that also are pretty restricted on their use, but you'll approve that through the budget, so you'll pick it.
But I just want us to be careful when we are approving this resolution, that we are approving every detail in this resolution. So we need to make sure that we want to go forth with it, with everything that it states. Any concerns or questions with what I stated about the supermajority and the finance director or city administrator to be authorized to use fund balance bond?
I think the administrator and the finance director, they should be working hand in hand together when it comes to that. So in order for money to be moved from either account to another, from one account to another account, one of them should already come together and talk and be like, hey, this is what's going on, this is what we need to do. So I think that should be pretty much cut dry, correct? How we do it now.
Well,
The administrator and the
That-
finance, director.
yeah, so we
Those
need,
two. It's just those two.
okay, so we need to make sure that it states for, amend to say finance director, and or.
Both.
Okay, and, so finance director and city administrator.
So now currently, who's the finance director?
Right now, it's,
Verna.
Just clarification, real quick. We'll need a motion to amend to that.
Okay.
Y'all, you can discuss.
Okay. So also with the supermajority, so we want that to be 5 members instead of 6.
Y'all agreeing to that?
Say again?
You saying y'all agreeing
I'm
to the
just, I'm
six?
asking.
Oh, okay.
I'm asking. Before we make that amendment to do so, I'm just asking.
I'll give me a little clarification on that. It takes four votes for it to pass, correct?
Which is a simple majority. That's it, yes.
So I go with 4 votes.
4 votes?
That's simple majority. Supermajority is,
So we can still amend that to just say,
Yeah, if it
4
take,
votes.
if it take vote,
Okay,
4
we have
votes.
17 up here, we have 4 votes.
Could you explain to us why you put in?
Yeah, explain it to me. Give me a little bit more clarification on it if you don't mind.
to have more,
to be, it doesn't matter whether it's 5 or 6 or 4
Yeah,
or
two.
whatever. You just want it to be difficult for future councils to dive into the reserve.
right, be
And
more
that's what's-
disciplined,
Okay.
yeah.
It probably doesn't apply to you anyway, we're talking on down the road.
Yeah, okay. So why can't they on down the road deal with it then?
I think they can.
Okay.
I think we need to set the stage now,
I say 4.
because
I go with 4.
we're dealing with a lot of things at this moment.
4.
So simple majority.
You make a motion.
So you want to make a motion to amend?
There would be a
Should I?
motion to.
Should I?
amend to have the language changed from 6 members to 4, and adding the finance director and city administrator, relative to the references there.
Okay, you just said it, so we just go ahead and,
No, who, you want to make the motion?
I'd like to make a motion to amend the ordinance, instead of having 6 members, we will have 4, including the interim administrator and the clerk. I'm sorry, the clerk,
Finance director and
finance
city
director,
administrator.
Ms. Verna, finance director, and city administrator Steve Thompson. Want to put those names in there.
Just a
I would've
position,
put
just the
the-
titles,
Otherwise, you'll have to
just the
come to deadline
positions.
meetings.
Names for right now,
No, just positions.
the names for right now.
She's made, so we need a second.
Second.
Was that good? Okay,
Well,
was that
let's,
clear?
Go ahead.
My recommendation would just be the title.
Right.
So
It's just the title.
year over year, there may be.
I got
Yeah,
it.
she got, the clerk got it.
I got it.
Okay, it's no
Okay,
names.
fine.
Just be on.
So we made the motion to amend. We got a second.
So vote on
All
the
in-
motion to amend.
Yes, all in favor, show of hands. Any opposed? None.
All right, so as amended, you call the vote for the underlying motion.
Ordinance. So I need a motion.
Underlying ordinance, yes.
Yes. So I need a motion to approve ordinance 2025.10, first reading, with the as amended. No, I need a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
It has been properly moved in second. Any questions, council? If none, all in favor, show of hands. Any opposed? None. Thank you. Mr. Thompson.
Thank you, Mayor. Before you now, we have an ordinance to provide for the issuance and sale of not exceeding $600,000 general obligation bonds, Series 2025 of the City of Lake City, South Carolina, to prescribe the purposes for which the proceeds shall be expended, to provide for the payment thereof and other matters relating thereto. City Council is very familiar with, let me wait for your motion.
Thank you. Need a motion. Thank you. I need a motion to approve 2025.011.
Second.
Has been properly moved in second. Now discussion, please.
City Council is aware of the project that we have going on with Florence County, building a new wastewater treatment plant. And in this case, the counties, the Rural Investment Infrastructure Agency is putting in grant money. The county has offered to pay $2.2 million of the capital expenses if the city will pay $580,000 towards engineering. Otherwise, the 2.2 and the 580 would all be city expenses. But the county's being a good partner on this and has offered to put the money into it. So before you, you have a loan document to approve up to $600,000 in debt to make sure we cover this and go forward with the completion of the wastewater treatment plant.
Any questions, council? Okay. In our packet, we have in the summary, and I just want to make it clear, like I said, I'm not sure who all has the packet, but of course this information is forever documented. But in our summary background, we have the city and county are working together on an improvement project, which is the wastewater treatment plant here in Lake City. I think Mrs. said Florence, well, it's Florence County, but it's Lake City wastewater treatment plant. It says here for the industrial park, but we really need to scratch that out because it's not for the industrial park. It's just for the overall general services that the wastewater treatment plant is providing for over our area. So we need to make sure that that part is not in there because we don't want to get them confused that it is specifically for the industrial park. Am I correct? Mr. Thompson?
Mr. Bentley, that's correct.
Mr. Ricky?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Can you explain, Steve, how, when this started and how it came to fruition?
I cannot.
Oh, really?
You have Mr. Sims here, he can explain to you
Okay.
how the project started and how it came to fruition.
Okay, yeah, it started with the SKIP grant.
Mr. Ricky? I'm sorry.
I
Can
hope
you?
you'll step over to the
It's okay.
microphone.
Okay, it begins with, we had some deficiencies and things at the treatment plant because of the age and the size of it. And we went through a upgrade a couple of years ago, which was in the inner part of the plant with some aeration basins and blower buildings. We got all that the way, and this is the second part, kind of like remodeling of the headworks of the plant. And SKIP grant actually covered that. When the bids were sent out and everything, and then they came back in, there was a deficiency in the funds that we had that was allocated for that because of the price and the increase of the projects as several years that went by, so everything's really increased, which a lot of things they blame on COVID, and I know a lot of that probably has to do with what they're still looking at today. But that's where we're at with it, and the county be assisting in this with us, helping us make this project go through.
I definitely want to give my thanks to County Administrator Yoakum and Councilman Jason Springs for coming forth. Actually, I think it first initiated, and tell me if I'm wrong, Mr. Luke Gobbold, who was our Community Economic Development Coordinator, who recently resigned from us. He actually initiated this conversation with county. So I do appreciate everybody that partaked in making sure that this happened.
So, little clarification for me, Mr. Rickett. So they gonna be helping us with, any lines that would need replacing in the city? Because the man was saying that it's for the whole city, the water
No, the
system?
wastewater treatment plant service the city.
Okay.
So I just wanted to make sure that in our packets it said for industrial park. But this right here, agreement with county is not just for the industrial park. It's for the actual, wastewater treatment plant.
It's for the plant, okay.
Yes, for the plant.
Okay.
Yeah, that
How
is.
does the county come into play with this?
Mr. Luke Gobbold initiated the conversation back a few months ago to get assistance from county.
And for the county, this is an economic development project, and so they're willing to participate in that sense.
Yeah, I just thought it was something that we were already working on down there. We didn't have the funds to do it, and they was gonna come in and help us. But I just got misunderstood.
It
You
was-
said it's for the whole city.
It was part of the SCIP funds that we received. And there was 3 projects in the SCIP fund, and the wastewater treatment plant was one of the projects. And we just, we needed the assistance because we could not commit to what was committed before with previous administration. There was a commitment letter out from the previous administration that we could not uphold to.
So we have to go that route with Jason Springs because otherwise we would have lost money.
Oh yeah, I
That's why we
completely,
had to meet that Friday.
So the skip money, we just didn't have the skip money.
We do have the SCIP money.
Oh, we got it?
It's just our
It was
portion.
sitting there.
It's our portion. It's our portion of the $580,000 or close to $600,000 that we have to commit for the non-engineering costs that they are assisting us on.
Okay.
And
And
so
this
the
is
county
what-
is gonna take
Plus-
responsibility for overseeing the construction.
Well, we all are, yeah.
The county, that's what Jason explained.
Yeah, we all are.
It's a
Plus the
roughly $10
$2.2
million project that's
Yeah.
got the skip funds and others involved.
Yeah.
And I also wanted to ask you, Mr. Thompson, the last thing when it says we agree to this, the ordinance approves this is an issue not to exceed $600,000 to cover this and related costs. And we have the debt payments down here annually, starting in 2026 and 2027 and 2028. I just want to make sure, and I'm pretty sure this is with the loan, there's a principal and interest, and that is at the total of both. So the interest would be like,
Yeah, that-
because the
that's
total
correct.
comes out with these amounts is $639,780.
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
That's
both
correct.
loan and principal.
The principal,
and interest.
the principal and interest, okay. Just want to make sure. Okay. All right, any other questions? If none, all in favor, show of hands. Any opposed? It passes.
Next is a resolution authorizing and approving the acceptance of certain loan assistance monies from the South Carolina Water Quality Revolving Loan Fund, authorizing the mayor to execute that certain loan assistance agreement between the city of Lake City and the South Carolina Water Quality Revolving Loan Fund.
Mr. Thompson,
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
sorry,
You skipped one.
we have the revised ordinance.
Okay.
Yeah,
Now, how did I not get that in mind?
You got it.
Oh, did I get it? All right,
You
well, I missed it.
do.
All right, well, there
You
we go.
go.
Well, let me read it from the big screen then. This is revised ordinance 2025.004, an ordinance of the city of Lake City, South Carolina, revising chapter 38 zoning code, article 5, section 130 of the HP Highway Business Zone, allowing businesses involving the rendering of a personal or business service as a permitted use and all other matters related thereto. I do have that, it's just out of place. But there we go.
Your fault.
Pardon me?
Your fault.
My fault, that's right.
So I need a motion to approve ordinance, revised ordinance 2025.004 for first reading.
Motion to approve.
Second.
It has been properly moved in second. Any questions or discussion? None? Okay, all in favor, show of hands. None opposed. Thank you.
All right, would you like me to read the title again of the next one?
I can go ahead. I need a motion to approve resolution 2025.033.
Move to approve.
It has been properly moved in second. Any questions, council? Discussion? Okay. If none, all in favor, show of hands. Any opposed? Thank you. Motion passes.
This next is a resolution authorizing the approval and ratification for the appointment to the Airport Commission Board and other matters related thereto.
Need a motion to approve resolution 2025.034 for final reading.
Motion to approve.
Second.
It has been properly moved in second. Any questions, council?
Yes, it has, Justin Altman and Davian McKnight. Is Davian here?
No, he's not.
Any Justin?
Okay, all right, did we have any other people interested in, serving on this board?
So what happened is their term was expired, and I reached out to them to say that your term was expired, would you like to continue? They sent back written requests that they would like to continue on the board, and so we brought it back before council.
Any other questions, council? Okay. If none, all in favor, show of hands. Any opposed? Welcome again, Mr. Altman.
All right, the next couple are also appointments to the boards of the city. This next is a resolution seeking approval to reappoint Mr. Edward McKnight to the Board of Zoning Appeals and other matters related thereto.
Need a motion to approve resolution 2025.035.
Motion to approve.
It's been properly moved in second. Any questions?
Is Edward here?
Okay. All in favor, show of hands. Any opposed? Oh, motion passes, thank you.
Mr. McKnight's term will expire September 15th of 2029 if anyone is interested in applying for appointment. Next, we also have a resolution seeking approval to reappoint Ms. Bertha Scott to the Housing Authority Board and other matters related thereto.
Need a motion to approve resolution 2025.036 for final reading.
Move to approve.
Second.
You got that, Kirk?
I got it.
It has been properly moved in second. Any discussion, questions?
Yes, is Bertha Scott here?
She
Stand up,
definitely
Ms.
is.
Scott, so we can see. Yeah, there she is.
And Ms. Scott will be serving for 5 years.
Never.
All right. All in favor, show of hands. Any opposed? Thank you. Welcome again, Ms. Scott.
Thank you.
Next resolution.
Thank you. This next is a resolution for the city of Lake City, South Carolina, to sell or auction 2 Chevrolet Tahoes and other matters related thereto.
Motion to approve.
Need a motion to approve resolution 2025.037.
Motion to approve.
Second.
It has been properly moved in second. Any questions, council?
The Tahoe's already been posted.
I'm sorry.
Have they already been posted
They
on the
have.
websites?
We posted them in two ways. We posted them through the online dealerships like Carvana and CarMax and all that. And then we also posted them, I'm sorry, I draw a blank on where we posted them, if the local people get.
Gov deal.
Gov deals. And we did receive some local bids. Well, they were nowhere close to the bids you got through Carvana and that type of thing.
So you guys start off the bid?
Right.
Did the city start off the bid?
And the offer price.
Yeah, so whenever you went to Carvana or CarMax, did you start off this, did the city start off this for them?
The way most of these work is you drive to the dealership, ask them what they'll pay you for it. And then you take that price and you can choose to sell it to them, or you take it back and look at others, and that's what we did.
And just for clarification,
Yes.
for some years, council has discussed of selling the Tahoes, correct? So for clarification, when nobody blindsided, think we trying to boo the community and thing. But I just want that to be out, that council did discuss about selling.
You're
the
absolutely
Tahoe.
right, Mr. Councilman.
Was there a minimum amount?
There was not, well, we had in hand the prices from the online dealerships, Carvana, CarMax, that kind of thing. So we considered that kind of be the minimum amount. But we did get a bid for $400 locally.
Really?
We did.
I didn't see that.
You didn't. You didn't look successful either, I know.
$400 locally?
For a legal question. Did we need to, for council, I know we had discussion before, we did. But legally, do we have to, do the city has to get permission first to go out to get the bids first?
We talked about this, in a perfect world, yes, but the way that Gov Deals works, there's actually like a selection that is subject to council approval. So it's fine.
Thank you.
And because we've already been down this road, it's fine.
Okay.
As long as we get
Thank you.
as long as we get market value for both of the vehicles.
Thank you.
I think these are great prices. Boy, great prices for us. I assume they're good for the buyer.
Okay.
What was the amount? 40?
40 to 50.
One was $56,440, and the other one is $45,610.
That's it.
Okay, the year?
One is a 2022, and the one is a 2023.
It's in the summary background.
Yeah, I was just for the community to know. That's why I'm asking these questions, and they should be privileged to that information.
Did everybody hear okay? It was a 2022 Tahoe and a 2023 Tahoe.
And just for FYI, if y'all feel that y'all could go on like Kelly Blue Book and you could type in Tahoe, put in the year model, and they could give you the value of the vehicle. So, you know, you could look and see what the value is. So I think that's a good fair price.
Okay. Any other questions or concerns, council? If none, all in favor, show of hands. Any opposed? None? Motion passes.
This next is a resolution for the city of Lake City, South Carolina, to release exclusive rights for AGE Con to Savon Whitehead in Lake City and all other matters related thereto. City Council has a memo on this topic and the background on this equipment.
Need a motion to approve Resolution 2025.038 for final reading.
Move to approve.
Second.
Has been properly moved in second. Any questions or concerns, council?
He's here.
I know, yes, we do have Mr. Savon in the back. Mr. Savon, did you want to speak? You want to say something?
Please.
Come on, yeah. That's why I'm asking.
Good evening, council. It's good to see y'all. It's been a hot minute. honestly, just wanted to come up and just say it would mean a lot. As you all know, I pretty much started it, created it, put a lot of work and time into it, and I just wanted to be able to take that home so that way I could keep something that I put a lot of work into. So
My question on that, I understand that you put a lot of work and effort and stuff into it. And, as a paid employee with the city of Lake City, but at the end of the day, by the time the city put their money into it, not their money, but taxpayers' money into it, I'ma have to be, considerate of the rate that we have in town, that we can use the products that we got with the city logo, whatever that's on there. That Miss Cynthia and, the young fellow that can use, to advertise within the city, and I commend you on your dedication and your work that you gave to the city. Don't get me wrong, but, I think it'll be kinda hard for me just to give somebody something that our taxpayers paid for these events. And they wasn't cheap. They wasn't cheap, and the equipment and the displays and all that stuff wasn't cheap, and I couldn't find that in my heart to do it, so I love you to death, but I'm gonna have to pass on that one.
And I'd like to say, Ms. Savon, asked, did you invest any finances into this equipment?
yes, ma'am.
Financially, how much did you?
Not a lot, but under 500 in terms of the equipment due to the connections that I had with vendors and other entertainment purposes that went into the event.
Okay, so did you turn in receipts? Or get approval to purchase this stuff and then turn in the receipts?
As far as through my own funds or through,
Reimbursed for what you spent?
no ma'am,
Okay.
didn't.
I wish you had turned in receipts, because realistically, and this is my own personal opinion, I've never known, as much as I'd love you to have the stuff, it's just not fair to the taxpayers. I don't think it's very advisable or equitable to just give something that the city invested a lot, I'm not sure how much the city invested, but it was a lot of money. And traditionally, I don't think this is a way of handling business, even though we appreciate what you did. And, but you came here with that equipment to utilize, to do what you were supposed to do with the gaming or what have you. So that does not give you, it does give you rights to it. Now, if you want to buy it for what the city paid for it, minus depreciation, that could be considered, but I don't think that would even come back to us again. At least I hope it doesn't. But I understand what you are doing, and realistically, it's not good business practice.
Are there any specific materials you were asking for?
Just pretty much, I mean, I would just like the name, and then the logo. I mean, really, that's pretty much it. The website, honestly, I don't really need the merchandise that came with it or that may still be. Really, I just would just like the name and the website, stuff of that nature. Not asking for too much of anything.
So the logo and the licensing.
Well, I think the city may, we don't know, I don't think we can consider that at this time, because we don't know if we're gonna continue to use that equipment, the name and what have you, in the future, in the very near future. I'm not certain. But it's not very business practice.
Well, really, the equipment that the city purchased, that'd be sound equipment, really just sound equipment, because everything else was already part of the city as far as like the drapes. The venue was purchased through the city, but I mean, I don't need the venue. That's taken.
I'm gonna AgeCon, the city promoted it. And with the city name on it, it was still within the taxpayers' realm of promoting this stuff by putting it on Facebook, hiring people to do media stuff, whatever. As Murphy said, that's unsafe practice, and we need to stay away from that.
It's not good business practice. Sorry. Still love you.
I would say this, they want to, going forward, where other municipalities or wherever you may work. I'm not saying this is a good idea. However, with the demographics of Lake City, and of course, probably, you know, how many people are like into gaming, it may not be a lot. But if you go to like a big area or metropolitan area, and whoever you work for next, whoever is your next employer, I will absolutely tell you to get things in writing and to put things in a contract so you won't have this problem going forward. I will give you that advice. But I have to also agree with Councilman Brown and Councilman Crosby that right now it just wouldn't be good for us right now.
And you know, the community will come after us. You tell me you can person come there, you all invest in all that, invested money and all of that, and we have to deal with that. So to keep the pressure off of us. I don't want to have to deal with that.
Mr. Whitehead, I've known and seen the work that you put in to the city of Lake City, and I wish it didn't have to come to this point where you have to come back and ask for something that you put a lot of work into, because this is very, hard decision to make, because the taxpayer dollars were utilized to promote and to push this AgeCon, which I loved it, AgeCon. But I know how much work you put into it. And I mean, I can agree with Mayor Pro Tem with anything you do moving forward from now on. Wherever you do, if you do esports or whatever, definitely get things in writing from the beginning, so you won't have such a hard time or even have to get to this point right here. I would teach that to my children. But any other questions or comments? Okay. All in favor, show of hands. Any opposed? Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you. Next, Mayor, we have a resolution requesting the City of Lake City to contract with Shane Kirkley, CPA, a partner with Shaheen, Hancock, and Godwin LLP.
Need a motion to approve Resolution 2025.040
Move to approve.
for final reading, sorry.
Second.
It has been properly moved in second. Any questions or concerns, council?
Excuse me, so this is when he started? I apologize.
No, I understand. Let me back up to this with this. You know, we have a very lean organization, and you're trying to accomplish a lot of big things. So we have no bench strength in finance. Good people, all good people in finance, but we don't have experts. And in this case, we were looking at fund balance and all the practices that took place over the past year, and we had to piece it back together. I went to our auditors because I was a little concerned with our auditors. You know, they've audited us for the last 4 years, and they didn't highlight the problems we were experiencing. They didn't do anything when you'd expect big red lights to be going off that we've got problems. So I talked to them and I said, one, we're gonna bid this audit again, which we are. We can't do it right now because of the way the audits work. But bid the audits, but the second is, can you recommend somebody that can come in and help us get through this mess? And they did. They recommended Shane. I checked his references. He's been phenomenal. He's been really the expert we needed. And so we're recommending, let's keep him on for a little while. I don't expect this to go long-term. I want him to help us get through the last of our financial issues now, and then also to help us as we negotiate with getting rid of our legacy computer systems that are out of date and poorly designed, and all that. So I don't want to get into the negative side, but anyway, so those are the two things I want to try to get him to
And
help us with.
I want to commend you on that too, Mr. Thompson. Before I got on council, we always had, I didn't say we always had, but it was times where we had new administrators, new finance directors, and we had hired people and put people on contract to come in and guide these previous employees time to time. We follow them. I'm not gonna go in there specific with names or anything, so that is not no unsafe practice that the city haven't done. So let's be clear before we be throwing rumors out that we just bringing someone in and just spending money when you trying to get the right numbers and get everything that you need to work with. And any man that's doing the job that you do, I'll be doing exactly what you're doing at the end of the day to make sure everything is on the up and up, and I commend you on that. So I'm glad you put that out there when we clear that room up too. And I thank you.
Did you answer the question? I'm sorry if I didn't hear it. When did he actually start?
We started, I don't know if we have it in there or not.
Because I see the letter, excuse me, for July 28th, and I just wanted to make sure.
We probably started using him, what, about 6 weeks ago?
I know
It may have been,
I know Brandon was here. And the city has been doing it for a very, very long time. When Ms. Snowden was here, when William was here, got hired.
Oh, yeah, there have been people, consultants,
Very,
definitely, yeah.
very countless people that come and guide and help, and they guide, you know. So I understand what you're doing. As long as you're doing it the right way, it's perfectly fine with me, and I know the rest of the citizens will want the same thing, you know, so.
I think part of the right way is definitely, we want to make sure that we have people that will definitely assist us and help us to move in the right direction. But part of that right way, especially when we have a governing body, the governing body needs to know ahead of time before anyone is brought into the city, especially when they're given city information, especially financials information, and just having them to work on it before we actually start a contract. This contract here is dated July 28, 2025. And it actually has, this engagement letter actually has addressed to Mayor Robinson, which I never received this letter in email or mail. I don't know how it came about. I didn't see it until I got the packet for the meeting. Usually, majority of the time, I can say 99% of the time, anything that is addressed to me, I would get in the mail or by email, especially something to this effect. But we also already had a consultant, a financial consultant, that has been with us, I want to say, for the past 3 years, and that was Ms. Donna Sullivan, that has been working with us. She actually submitted a contract at the end of May. I did not sign that contract. I'm not sure who signed that contract. Do you happen to know?
We used her for 2 or 3 hours as we were getting ready for the budget process. When I looked at what we've got going on here, the complexity of it seemed to be different than her skill level. Now, I like her just great, but that did not seem to be a good match. I don't know what happened with your copy of the letter, Mayor. I don't know where this one came from, but.
So who first received? Ms.
I don't know, I didn't get it.
But we ain't gonna let it play.
Yeah.
No, we're not trying to.
That should be a day-to-day discussion, not
That should be a day-to-day
a
discussion.
No, the public needs to know.
Yeah, certain things the public need to know, but I mean, this, you're here all day long. And
This
if
is
it
a-
didn't come up now, this should have been discussed whomever.
This
We're
is-
not gonna waste a lot of time.
This is a contract, an agreement with someone that we're going to say yes to. And when we already had a consultant in place, she was getting paid, if I'm not mistaken, $100 per hour. Mr. Kirkley, which I've met in the hall, but never actually had a meeting with Mr. Shane Kirkley about anything of the finance. And here it states that what he will be providing, the services he will be providing, is a list of them, and he will be paid at a rate of $165 per hour. And then also, it says that at the request of the city, he can also provide full-service payroll support, processing biweekly payroll for city employees, preparing year-end W-2 and forms, and other things dealing with payroll. And this will be billed separately based on the actual time incurred at another rate of $165 per hour. We already have HR doing payroll. So we already have someone in place to do that. I don't understand why, and he's been doing work with the information of the city of Lake City without the governing body already knowing about it, with a contract, without a contract in place.
Okay, well, apparently there's something that, Steve and whomever ever dealt with, had we not gotten into the financial crisis we went into, it would not have come to all of this. And so with the current atmosphere in the city, which is extremely bad, it's embarrassingly bad, the financial situation. I'm gonna take a chance on saying that sometimes, you get so busy during the day, and Mr. Stephen is trying to get this thing back on track. And he's done an excellent job of doing that, and I can fully commend him on it. To make an issue of that now is null and void, because it's after the fact. And this needs to be addressed in a closed forum.
No, ma'am.
Okay, well, that's your take on it, but I don't think we need to spend a lot of time on it tonight, It's already happened, there's nothing to do
I
with it.
still think, the mayor's right. If she's the mayor, and we're government under the strong mayor, she should have been informed and let us know what's going on. She should not be blindfolded, you already, that's why we brought you here. So you can share with us what's going on. And she have a right to ask her question. And I agree with what you say, it could be good, I'm not saying it's not bad, but yet by she being strong mayor, shouldn't she be informed and let us know what's going on?
Okay, by the same,
And it's just a thing.
By the same-
It's just a thing of communication.
He
Everybody.
has to communicate. If you don't communicate, nothing gets done, or you don't know anything. So, just like Steve, if Mr. Thompson, if you need to communicate with the mayor, if you need to communicate with Mr. Thompson, y'all gonna have to get it together. I mean, we don't have time to be doing this in front of everybody. And we continuously do this. Talk, get up and go to someone's office, vice versa. Talk, so that we can move forward. That's it.
And I agree, but at this
But
moment.
I understand your point.
Yeah, at this moment, I'm really talking to the governing body, which is the council members.
I understand.
That
I
this
understand exactly what
was
you're
not.
saying, but that, I mean, this has happened now, it's happened, you've explained it, everybody has heard it, so there's no use in elaborating on it even more. It's water under the bridge now. And by the same token.
We talk about best practices and actually having someone to come in and knowing and receiving the information, especially financial information from the city on a laptop and already working. And the governing body didn't even approve a contract. That's not best practices. We're talking about best practices tonight.
Well, I tell you what we do, we table this to further discussion. And we go from there. Let's do that.
Make a motion to table.
I make a motion to table, where everybody be on the playing field, to keep the peace down. Let's look, see what's going on.
And that communication needs to go both ways.
Oh,
Now,
yes,
we're not always, you're not always communicating with council. A lot of stuff we're not getting information on.
Because
So we're
a
gonna
lot
throw
of,
anybody under the bus.
well, we're not gonna discuss
You
that.
know.
It's irrelevant to this. We can also discuss that one-on-one. But
He's working right now. Can you tell me what you would like to have in order to approve this contract? This is a serious professional services contract that I didn't think was within the abilities of our other contractors.
Is the problem that the mayor didn't approve this before? Is that the problem, that he didn't, or you just didn't get the letter in time? Which is the
I
problem?
don't think that's the.
He can't make an executive decision and put somebody and let them work and come to you and be like, hey, it has been done, so we can say it has been done. I understand, respect and everything, and I'm giving him respect as well as being the interim administrator. If he took and hired someone.
It's just not me knowing. He didn't let any of you know.
Well, if we gave him.
Because when we got the email, the question did come out. Asked the question by Mayor Pro Tem. Who is this Shane Kirkley? And I have no disrespect towards Shane Kirkley.
Right.
But where did he come from? And how is he working for the city of Lake City?
Well, I would just say, you don't know everybody that's working for the city of Lake City. It's an $11 million budget, even though it's falling off, but you don't know everybody that's working for them. We have small contracts with all kinds of people. And so, if I can help you with that, let me know. But if we want to put it off, I'm okay with that. But when would you like it to come back? Like I said, we're working through the financial issues now. Give me some guidance here.
Okay.
I understand that the fella's working it, and we'll be just rolling the wheel back. But if someone's here to help, don't turn the help away.
That's why we had Ms. Donna Sullivan. She
But
was
he
here.
just said that what she was,
She wasn't official
That was
enough.
his opinion. She was here for 3 years. That was his opinion.
Yeah.
And if she was here for, if she,
Their opinion.
in my opinion,
That doesn't fall, that doesn't,
in my opinion,
but that does not fall on everyone.
in my
That
opinion,
does not fall on everyone.
in my opinion,
Falls on the mayor.
in my opinion, we can't point fingers, but we can look at, she been here for 3 years, and the situation that we are in. You know?
That way.
I'd rather have someone here that's been here in the city of Lake City instead of just taking someone out that we don't know and it's just giving the information. But we don't have to prolong it. Mr. Alpog, from this point on, if you want to make a motion, I think Councilman Brown.
I take that motion back. I take that motion back.
Which,
Yeah, nah, I take that.
Yeah, there was no second, so there's not.
with the motion to table?
The motion to table was not seconded, so it's withdrawn, it's not on the floor.
Okay, so we're going to vote on this
Yes.
tonight?
Hold on.
Okay.
So I'm not confused. So we're not tabling this. We are going to make a decision. Yes, okay.
So we do understand with everything that's in this letter that I believe really need to be addressed to Mr. Thompson, because he brought the person here. In this letter, it states that at the request of the city, of the other services, you're also wanting him to do payroll services, which we already have a person doing payroll.
Isn't this guy, he's pretty much coming in to help? That's what he,
Yeah, clean this up.
He's come in for a couple of things. We have talked about the need to replace our legacy computer system. Payroll is one of those. It's, I don't want to use the brand name, but it's old, it's outdated. Nobody knows how to use it except the one person. If we lose it, we have no fallback for that. I would not like to come in and not have payroll going out. So what I suggested to Shane was, can they help us with this as well, because they have an expertise with that system. And also, Ms. Werner is looking at other systems. You'll be getting recommendations on all these as we go along, but that's the way this thing moved forward. It was never like, well, we're gonna do a big contract with a consulting firm. Instead, it's that this one, the one with Kirkley, is, I don't expect it to go forever. I don't expect it to go that much, a couple more months as we get through the budget process. and then we'll get into the legacy issues. But if we buy other computer systems, we get an opportunity for that. Bidding professional services, a lot of places don't do it because it's kind of unseemly and difficult and all that. We can do that if you'd like, but otherwise we just relied on our existing, I hate to say you relied on our existing auditors, but we did rely on our existing auditors for some assistance, and they provided us with somebody that seems to be quite competent. So that's why I recommend it to you.
So in other words, we want to come into the 21st century, 25 years later?
Or at least the 20th.
20th century, yeah, 21st century, 25 years later is what it boils down to.
So we're also talking about adding another expense. After we also talked about cutting people, cutting positions. We also, right now doing this, we're gonna be adding another expense at $165 per hour.
Well, this would.
And also, I don't know exactly where he lives, don't even say his address here in public forum, but they could be lodging, travel, and meal.
Could be, but we don't know for sure.
We won't know for sure until we get the
And we don't want to put
invoice.
information out there that's gonna alarm people.
Right.
That's inaccurate.
It should be,
I mean,
but
no, we don't want to put that out there, because people will go on the negative stuff instead of listening to the positivity. So,
We can listen to the positives too, but we still have to do the right thing.
Exactly, yeah, we definitely need to do the right
Listen to the
thing.
positive thing, not to the negatives.
We definitely need to do the right thing.
On the system, could we get a little bit?
We're not even at the system yet, yeah. See, I want y'all to keep it clean with what resolution we're on. The resolution we're on is strictly about Shane coming in basically on a consultant type business.
Accounting service.
And for clarification, we still gonna have our payroll person, and he just gonna be not overseeing, but he just gonna be giving her the right direction, helping her with the new system as we go into the transition, correct? That's what he's for.
If you're asking if our payroll person is going to be kept on and all that, I'm not committing that to any employee. At this point, we're looking at everything and moving forward, the changing the systems and improving the systems and all that. I also told her this afternoon, I had no problem with her work, but we have to move forward, and that's what we're doing. That's why I recommend this to you. We can continue to do so, or we can not.
Okay.
And that's the last thing I'm gonna say. I feel like that's a pleasant way saying, here's someone that that we're gonna bring in, even though I don't know of all his experiences and background. Pleasant way to say, we're gonna bring in this help with you, for you to train, and then you get the boot. But I don't think this is a pleasant thing right here to do, because for one, like I stated before, we should have had a contract before anyone hit the door and receiving any information from the city of Lake City.
Yes.
We need to be very cautious on the decision we make.
This seems to be the same thing that's going on in the past. So why is it different now?
And everybody have every right to do what they need to do. We need to be cautious. Okay. All in favor, show of hands. Oh, I'm sorry. Do we have?
Cause we got to start back from the motion part, because he took his motion off the table. So we got to start back from the motion.
I
We had the
think,
motion.
I think I'm gonna put it back on the table. We need to discuss it. Yeah, we need to discuss that.
So you're making a motion to table?
Yeah,
Second?
I'm making a motion to table.
He made a motion to table.
Second.
Alright, motion to table, a second, so up or down vote on tabling it.
Tabling it.
Correct.
All in favor for tabling it?
Correct.
Any opposed? Thank you.
For now.
Okay. Go back, I need to see everybody hands, because I didn't see, so everybody hands that's tabling, posted, okay, all right.
I just wanna make sure we on, just bear with me, I wanna make sure everything on the up and up, that's just my conscience.
And if I may say, I mean, with us tabling it, I really don't think that Mr. Kirkley needs to come back in to the city of Lake City until we make a decision.
Can I
Well,
say
now-
I'm gonna be quiet.
Let me just say, you've got my best recommendation. If you want to solve this problem that we keep alluding to, this is how to do it. And it's probably no less expensive way to do so than this. Here's somebody with great experience, great exposure to cities and counties across the state, and doing a fabulous job. There was no way to negotiate a contract with him before we came in, and no way I was going to use our existing consultant. I'll just be that blunt. No way. So here we are with a recommendation, but I'm okay with this. We can tell them to step aside, and we'll just move on with developing the budget and move
No,
forward.
no. Listen, hold, don't get too far ahead.
All right.
Tell them just to hold off, because like you say, if you had this and you see a red flag and you say that wasn't good enough and you brought somebody in that was good, I just want to get the contract stuff squared away. Have everybody involved, even though everybody was involved, but you know, chains move a little bit faster than what we realized. And we just go from there. Don't just throw the towel in yet. Let's just back up a little bit.
And I appreciate that, and I'm not really arguing with you.
Yeah,
That's
we
not-
do.
What instead is, though, we'll put this on hold until September. We have a September council meeting, and we'll come back then and see if we can reactivate this work. But I'm okay with it.
But I have a question.
Well, that's
In this contract, you have 15 hours. If we delay what's going on now until September, now, because I already know whose contract is almost up.
So with that contract almost up, will he have to then work double time? So it could be 30 hours instead of 15 to make everything go correctly and so that we can get the correct budget.
I don't
I'll
know
get
the
a good-
details on what you're talking about.
Well, I know what's
hours.
happening in October.
As far as this firm goes, I'm sure we can put them on hold.
Just
We'll
put
just
'em
tell
on.
them to stand down until September, and we'll get back to it.
Yeah, just
Can
put,
we do that?
and we ain't
I
gotta
mean,
do
we
it
got-
in September, we can come back in a couple of weeks, let's just get this
We could-
contract
yeah,
stuff.
we could do it.
We come back next week.
Yeah, we come back next week.
Whatever you want.
Because this is gonna slow down progress. And we don't
Yeah, we
need
don't wanna
that.
slow down the progress.
It's gonna really, it's like being a dead mule. I mean, we need, if he's being effective, we really need to have him here, regardless as to what has transpired.
Well, I'll go back
We
to.
need to,
I
budget
think
make
it goes.
progress.
I think it's another thing too with trusting. I don't know. It's a break in trust. If you can't see it, I don't know. But it's a break in trust, and Mayor, I don't know if that's if how you feel. I mean, you want to make sure as the mayor that who's ever coming in is coming in to do the right thing, and of course, just like you said, you don't want someone to have the city's information because you have different account numbers and all that stuff going on. So I totally understand that, but excuse me, just moving forward, we got to do better.
Can I say one thing, because I wanna make sure when we come back, you guys have what you need for a contract, so we're clear when speaking to Mr. Coakley, what you guys need, especially if you're asking to come back before September. So what is it that you guys need?
Well, we
from me
can't
so I
talk
can-
about that. Is
No.
that something that can be talked about in the executive?
Yeah,
session?
I think we need to talk about that later, because we already tabled it.
Okay.
And we can get with you.
Okay. No, get me.
That's Well, I mean, or Mr. Thompson get with you if you need to have something on for the agenda the next meeting. Or any.
I just wanna make sure the contract part is right, that's all I wanna make sure, that y'all have the correct contract that y'all want, that's all.
Okay.
do we really need to wait till September?
No, we gonna do
Mr.
it for
Thompson,
September.
Mr. Thompson, next resolution,
Pardon?
next resolution.
What do we have? We have a resolution requesting the city of Lake City to allow the purchase of an enterprise resource planning system. It's more intuitive and advanced, and the hardware equipment needed to run the ERP system effectively. This will allow the finance department to efficiently manage our organization's financial needs and all other matters related thereto. The finance director can speak on this if you would like. She struggled with our existing finance system and has looked at and interviewed the other companies involved in this program.
So I would just say, myself, the IT, and our finance department, we had several systems that we were able to get demos on, for an updated
I'm
system.
sorry. You might want to get a mic so they can hear you.
Can you all hear her?
Well, online as well. You have to get a mic so they can hear online.
So we did demos with several companies. IT, the finance department, everyone was involved. The long-term goal, we was looking for a system that the city could eventually migrate everything to. It includes your utility billing, your finance, everything would be on one system except because of laws and different things with the police department, they would not be able to be integrated onto this system. No matter what system you go with, it's gonna be a astronomical cost because of the different hosting options you have, the different modules you will get. You're going to run in major costs. One of the things we asked for with having talks with different companies were, what are your financing options? Because we knew that this was going to be a major cost. This is not a decision that I made on my own. We all came to the table, we all talked, everybody enjoyed working with this particular system, this particular ERP, which is an enterprise resource planning system, versus the other ones. And the other ones was more than this. We have all of that information for you if you guys would like to see from the other company and other companies. Some just could not tailor to Lake City. So that's why this one was brought to you guys as a recommendation. This will also modernize the finance department. There's a lot of things within the finance department that this system currently we have doesn't keep us up to date as quickly as we need to when pulling reports and finding things. So that's why it came about this way.
Would you mind taking a moment to talk too about why you can't stay with the present system and the
I got you. So the time and attendance piece for the payrolls.
I was going to say, and when you say it's an astronomical expense, that's a different number to different people.
There's two things here. When it comes down to payroll, the time and attendance system that we currently have will be completely obsolete by the end of this year. So regardless, you need something to move forward to, okay? That's number one. Number two, and I just lost my train of thought. With the payroll, we currently give out paper check stubs. This will allow us to have an employee portal where people can go and look at their check stubs in this century type stuff. We're saving costs with paper, that their time is kept there. They can change their own direct deposits. It does not have to wait on one person. They can update their information, everything. Did I answer everything you asked me?
The cost. You know, a lot of big systems will cost millions of dollars and take months to install.
So the different costs between the companies range from just starting off with the basic package that you have here, because I think this one is about 89. Is this what's this one?
69.
69. One of them was like 109. Another company that I'm actually talking to now, even though they can't tailor to Lake City,
they said they will be well over 109. So just keep those things in mind. 69,000, I'm sorry. Yes,
For the
ma'am.
first year.
Yeah.
And don't they?
So you will, regardless of what system you go with, you're gonna have to renew it every year because you're going web-based versus what we currently have.
Is it like a payment plan or anything that will be offered with this system?
Yes, sir. You, in your packet, you have a finance option for 2 years or 3 years, and it breaks down your monthly payment either way. Because we wanted you guys to have options. We didn't, and that was one of the main things I told them when I talked to them, like, if you can't offer us a payment plan, then we probably won't be able to use you guys.
Now, this system she's talking about, with my job, we started this, from the way she described it and what it does, we started this on my job over 20 years ago. And so, it is very, very easy to go in without having to go to personnel or go to another staff. You have your ID, your PIN, whatever password. You can go in and find out anything about your benefits. And it's, like ours is connected with the state all the way up. And so I think this would be very, very beneficial, real beneficial. And anytime, say if you don't get a hard copy of your check, you can go into the system yourself. If you need to verify your income or what have you, you can go in and print it off yourself. You don't need anybody to do that. Your W-2s, everything will be entered on that system for your convenience. It's a very good system. And I don't remember the name of ours, but it's very effective.
Any other questions, council? If none, all in favor, show of hands. Any opposed?
So I'm sorry, I must have missed something.
Did I miss something?
Did we do a motion in a second?
Yeah, because we discussed it.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Do you have it?
I don't, so can I get it?
Okay, so who made the motion?
Second, I made the motion.
Who seconded?
Mo.
I apologize.
That's okay. No, it's okay. It's on you.
Okay, thank you. This next is a resolution committing the city of Lake City's ability to recover collection costs associated with the delinquent debts collected pursuant to the Set-Off Debt Collection Act and all other matters therein. All the cities in South Carolina contract with the Municipal Association of South Carolina to collect delinquent debt. And that this continues our participation in the program.
I need a motion to approve resolution 2025.041.
Motion to approve. Motion to approve.
Second.
Any questions, council? I do have on our information that was provided, a resolution. We do have here, I think we usually separate these two. So if anybody goes back, we would know because the set-off debt total here is with judicial and water. That's the total for both. But I'm gonna ask Ms. Nikisha Izzard if she can come up front to give the total for water services and total for judicial, so it can be on record, so we will all know the two separate amounts.
Okay, the total for water will be $81,895.14, and judicial is $329,206.26.
Thank you. If there are no other questions or concerns, all in favor, show of hands. Any opposed?
This next is a resolution for the city of Lake City, South Carolina, to make repairs to the first responder truck to 2018 Colorado and all of the matters there too.
Need a motion to approve resolution 2025.042 for final reading.
To approve.
Second.
It's been properly moved in second. Any questions or concern, council?
What seems to be the problem with that Colorado truck?
We have I'm sorry, Captain Horton here that can explain that.
So what's wrong with the truck now currently is it needs a transmission. The truck's got 43,000 miles on it. We've got several quotes from different places, including GM, as well as Garrett's Transmission Superior. We also contacted GM to see if they would help us in any way as far as fleet service, being as it's a fleet vehicle. They said it was too far outside of the warranty. It had a 5-year, 100,000-mile warranty on it. But they said it was just too far out, being an 18. It was 3 years, almost 3 years out of warranty, so there was nothing they would do for us.
And that's the vehicle they use to first responder calls and stuff, so I had talked with the fire chief and Mr. Horton a couple of days ago, and it's a really needed necessity for our community, so it's something that we need here in town.
How much is it gonna cost? Or which one have you decided on?
I think Garrett's Transmission was the cheapest quote, and in talking with Mr. Garris, he understands the severity of the need, and I think he was trying to help us as much as he could, so.
What was that price on the community?
$5,185.
Which puts it over the amount that we just approved by staff at $5,000.
Thank you.
Thank you, Captain Horton. Any other questions? All in favor, show of hands. Any opposed? Motion passes. Seeing the light. Next, city administrative reports.
Oh, okay, you've received a copy of the bills. Instead of doing anything more, we just put it in your packet. So if you have questions about those bills, just let us know. And Ms. Barner is going to start maintaining a copy of all bills, and if you'd like to see them, have them emailed to you or anything else we can do.
Do you have it? Do you have it?
So let me clear that up. In the email, you guys have the list of bills. Because of the paper, I did not print the actual bills, but you have a email digital copy of all the bills.
Okay. Do we need to review? See the bills before we pass them.
Joe, you got a slide of the bills?
Executive session, is that the slide?
No, she wants the slide of the bills.
The bills. Did we do a slide of the bills?
Joe said he did.
He did?
He did.
Okay, no, we don't have a slide of the bills. We just have a copy in your packet electronically, so they're clickable.
We don't have she said, we don't have a printed copy.
Not with us.
No.
Ms. Berger has copies on her desk, though, if you'd like to see them.
You wanna run and get no car?
So so you have a copy already. If you go back to your email that I sent out saying the agenda for 8/12/2025, a copy of the bills are there. It's like 100 and something pages.
We looked at this as an improvement on the process, but if you'd like to have it something you cover in each council agenda, we can still do that. But this seemed to be streamlined and more efficient.
I got to go through all of them.
It should say the same thing you see on your thing. It should say July 2025 bill list. Look for that attachment.
Here we go. I found it, Miss Vernon.
I was gonna see if I can see what me and Joe can do right quick.
That's, it's in yesterday? Well, no, not yesterday. I'm about to see if I can send it to all of you.
Yeah, send it through.
One second.
I'm
We're
just-
gonna give y'all
I
the
just-
first 3 sheets.
Okay.
This the first 3, the cover sheet with the bills on it. Just give it 1 second.
I just forwarded it to everybody, to all council.
He got it. It's up there now.
Did y'all get it already? You got it on the email?
Each bill is listed in there. This is just a cover sheet to tell you what's in there.
That's the waste management and the fuel man. So really, I need a motion to approve bills items 1 through 9. Waste management, commercial, residential, commercial, fuel man, Florence County Law Enforcement Center, and Lee County landfill.
Move to approve. Second.
It has been properly moved in second. Any questions, council? If none, all in favor, show of hands. Any opposed? None. All right. After 2 hours, we got Chief. Come on, Chief.
I'll try to keep it quick.
Please do.
Anybody's got any questions?
Good up here,
Before
anyway.
we start?
You got the mic? Sorry.
Yeah, is there anybody's got any questions about the police department to start with? Because the report that I read from, you guys have it in front of you, or you should, correct? What's that? The young lady that had that comment about the police officer, can I get your name before you leave, and we'll discuss that? Or you can say it, I mean, however you want to do it. The name of the officer as well as your name. Okay. Yeah, we're transparent. Either you call it or I'm gonna call it as soon as I find out. Which one is it? The reason I say that is we do have a complaint from one individual that Major Graham is looking into. And we have to pull body cam, we pull car cameras, and we also pull the radio traffic from dispatch.
Where is he in here? You said he's in here, point to it.
She's trying to say Rahana.
Officer Rahanic, that's him there. Officer Rahanic in the back. He does have an administrative citizen complaint on him that we are looking into.
How you spell his name?
I,
Let's see.
That's the, can I help you? That's the one that came forth, but there are several more.
Yeah, please tell them to come on so we can look at each one. And I will add that a lot of people are under the misconception that it requires probable cause to make a traffic stop. That's incorrect. The standard for making a traffic stop is reasonable suspicion. You have to have probable cause to issue a traffic ticket or effect an arrest. There's two different standards there. Well, you have to meet the reasonable suspicion standard.
Okay, so if you tell the person what your reasonable suspicion is, and then it's not even true because it's a tag and it's in black and white where you can see it, and then you tell them that's the reason you stopped them.
Well, we can, I mean, I hate to get into it here because I don't want to.
Yeah, we got a report.
But I will talk with you after the fact, and the complaint that we do have is being investigated by Major Graham, okay? The total calls for service for July is 2,008 calls for service for the Lake City Police Department. That's just for that 1 month. The prior month of May was 1,867, so there is an increase. There's an increase in a few different areas, as you can see if you compare it to the prior month. And it's just slight increases on a few different lines that we have here. So that includes 410 traffic stops for the entire month, 77 burglar alarm calls, 28 domestic violence calls, 63 follow-ups, 884 property checks. And I'd like to take a second to get into this about the property checks. What a property check is it fits in our model of community policing. It's not just an officer riding by and looking at an address. What we utilize that for is when there's a request for property checks, that puts, the way we look at it is it puts an officer in that specific community. So they are to spend some time in that community where that property check was requested, not just at that address. So that's why we pay attention to those numbers, because it fits within our model of community policing. So everywhere there's a property check, at least one officer, if not more, is doing these property checks throughout their shift. And we run 4 different shifts. So other than that, we had 38 suspicious person calls, 10 traffic accidents, 30 disorderlies, 4 suspicious vehicles, 10 vandalism calls, 29 harassment and threatening calls, 48 warrant services. We had 8 assaults, 8 larcenies, 11 shootings, and again, that's 11 reported shootings. We didn't have 11 people shot in the city. It's just the reports of shootings. 7 break-ins, 30 trespassing calls, and 17 animal complaints. Out of those 410 traffic stops, there was only 143 traffic citations issued, to where an actual monetary amount was assessed to the violator for that. We had 26 motor vehicle violations that was issued, 9 simple possessions of marijuana, 21 speeding tickets, 6 operating uninsured, 12 driver's license violations, 17 driving under suspensions, and 5 DUIs. They did 212 incident reports. There was 39 incidents that included arrests. There was 84 arrest warrants issued, and we served 62 arrest warrants. Out of that overall number of 2,008, that included 6 juvenile offenses, and the rest there was 206 other offenses that were adults. And that's pretty much the gist of what we do in a month. That's not everything, but that's the gist of it. Any questions about the numbers?
I don't have a question about the numbers, but I have a question. Well, I know on Friday, I was followed. And I was followed from the Shrimper all the way down to the fork of the road going out of Lake City. And I watched the person because I had my window down. And I went in and out of traffic just to see what was going on. And every time I switch lanes, they switch lanes. So I said, I'm going to make this left on Benton Street. I made the left on Benton Street, and they went all the way up to the fork of the road and came back. So I know you was following me from the Shrimper all the way to Benton Street. Why, Patrick?
You say why?
Why?
I don't know. I'll have to, which officer was it? I'll have to ask that question. Because an officer shouldn't be following anybody unless they're watching them for other reasons. But I will say Lake City is pretty small, and they're all over the place. They don't have assigned districts. So, but if it's an act of being followed, then yeah.
And I was in and out of traffic just to see what would happen.
Did they stop you or anything?
No, you just, but when I turned off, you went and you came back down.
They came back in front of you?
Yeah.
I mean, I can find out, but I don't have an answer. I can't.
Oh, I got the number.
Oh, you got the car number?
Yeah, all of our cars have numbers on the front bumper and the rear bumper as well as the side of them, so you can see them. And if anybody feels like an officer's following them or an officer's doing anything that the police officer shouldn't be doing, let us know. Because I'm not out there in the street every day. A lot of times I'm tied to a desk. Like today, I've been tied to the hood of a car because we're trying to get an old car run again. I've been tied to that car for the most of the part of the day. So if there's something that's happening that you feel we should know about, let us know. Don't be afraid to come to the police department because it's a police department. That's a barrier I've been trying to break down since day one. There's a lot of people that don't like to come to the police department because the police are here. I mean, your taxes pay for our salary, people. If there's a problem, come up here and let us know. I didn't hear.
We're good.
Any other questions?
No.
Chief, you know, me and you done talk on a time or two with the tag covers on the cars. I ride through town. I ride all over, and sometimes people buy the cars with the tag thing already around it with the dealership name and all that good stuff. And you know, a lot of our people here in town, I'm not saying because me and you done talk, and I understand the gist of it, because everybody don't understand the gist of it, you know, because you might stop a car and you get X amount of drugs out of it. You might pull a car over and it might be a murderer that came from another town. I understand that. But if we could kind of, and then it'll be a double-edged sword saying, well, don't pull them over. If we kind of be a little bit more, you know, generous with it, it's just a double-edged sword.
And here's my reply to that. Every car that the police stop, we don't issue tickets to. There's proof in the reports that you got in front of you. If it's just simply us stopping them to make them aware, and if there's a problem with us stopping people to make them aware, then that's impeding us from doing our job. We didn't put these laws on the books. The police officers that are making the stops, we didn't put these laws there. We're hired to enforce the laws that state legislators put there, and it's passed by the General Assembly. It's a lot of times we don't even agree with them. But I will say there's a difference. There's the spirit of the law, and then there's the letter of the law. Is it fair that the fine amount for riding with no headlights on at night is cheaper than the fine amount for just having one headlight burn out? Is that fair? No, it's not. Not at all. So that's the spirit of the law versus the letter of the law. The letter of the law says I'm supposed to write the one with no headlights on, or the headlight being burned out. I want to write the cheaper one because it's cheaper on the pocketbook, or I just don't write a ticket at all. And that's where officer discretion comes into play at. And
I get where you're coming from. And like you say, sometimes you might pull them over for can't see the tag, you know, and you don't give them a ticket. And then other cases is when you pull them over, you find something in the video. And then layman's term, when you pull me off for my tag, you get what I'm saying? Like you said, it's just a double-edged sword.
yeah, that's why we have officer discretion. It's that officer's decision to write that ticket or not write that ticket. And because even if the ticket's issued, it's not the end of the day. It still has to go to court. It still has to come before a judge. You still have a right to a jury trial or a bench trial. We just issued you the ticket if we chose to issue you the ticket, or we didn't issue the ticket, we gave you a written warning, which is another thing I've gotten complaints on is why am I getting a written warning? Why wasn't I just told? Well, every car that we pull over in the state, there's a state statute that says we have to issue a written warning or a written contact ticket that you came in contact with law enforcement on this day and this time. So, I mean, that's, just because the ticket gets issued, it's not the end of the day. Just because a car gets pulled over for what we perceive to be a violation, it's not the end of the day. It still has to go before a judge and a jury of your peers to say whether or not you're guilty.
Thank you, Chief.
You're welcome.
All right, we're gonna move forward. We're at council member reports and comments and mayor's report.
We should do that.
We're gonna start with, Councilmember Brown. Did I start with you last time? I'm sorry.
Start now. Oh, you want me to start?
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
I want to thank everyone for coming out. I know tonight was a long meeting. Let's just continue to work together, move the city forward, best interest of the city. And that's pretty much all I got for tonight.
It's been a long night, so thank you guys for coming out and voicing your concerns, and hope to see you all next month.
Thank you all for coming out. Come back next month.
Thank you guys for coming out. I would just like to say, thank you to Miss Amber Williams for hosting the back to school drive that she did here at the Bean Market. So thanks and kudos to you. And, it turned out very well. And I hope that one day you'll do it again. That was a great vision and that you brought to fruition, and kudos to you. I know that over the weekend, Miss Maddie Thomas had an event here in Lake City, in which I was unable to attend, but I'm sure it went well because you had something to do with it. And that's it. Of course, continue to be vigilant and stay safe, and we'll see you next month.
Okay, been a long night. Thank everyone for coming out this evening. You got a lot done. Sometimes my mind go, I don't always agree. I'm willing to work with whatever come up. That the betterment of this city is just a statement sometimes I make with my concern. My concern is for Lake City. My concern is for my people. And we want to move forward to make Lake City a great city. And I say, I thank everyone for being here tonight. And the police department, I wouldn't be a policeman for nothing because the job is hard. But I appreciate all of you that do sacrifice your life to be a police officer here in the city. Thank you.
I'd like to thank everyone for coming, and I'd like to thank Mr. Ricky and his crew for fixing that water line leak on Peachtree Street. Once we reported the issue, it was repaired quickly and the road was patched in just a couple of days. I'd also like to thank Ms. Nicole Werner for not only working so hard as our city clerk and doing an excellent job, but stepping in to be our interim finance director. She's done great and really keeps us informed. And thank you to Mr. Stephen Thompson for all his hard work, and keep at it and for getting it back on the right track.
Yeah, I just got one of the things. I know the other day with the house on West Thomas Street, I couldn't remember if it was Ms. Muffin district or Councilman Cooper district. But I want to thank Mr. Ricky Sims. As soon as I picked the phone up and gave him a call, he jumped right on it. Did Mr. Thompson? Everybody chimed in and try to get the ball rolling. But what I want to tell the community is, if you have a neighbor and their land is grown up and it's any way you can get in touch with the people that own that property, let's try to work with the city and try to brighten our community up by keeping the grass cut, trying to keep around the neighborhoods clean, because we got businesses and companies want to come here to town, and it looks bad when you ride through certain neighborhoods and everything's grown up. And council and the mayor and all us done talk, we're gonna have to put teeth in this ordinance to try to keep around here clean. when it comes to these dilapidated houses and all this good stuff. And when you got elderly people living next door, a snake might come out of the yard that's all grown up and somebody get bite. Nobody can enjoy their house right next door. So be looking forward in the next couple of months. We're gonna try to tighten down and put stipulations, try to clean our neighborhoods up and get it looking the way. And it's gonna be across the board. We're just not gonna start in one community, and we're gonna try to come together. So if someone gets a letter in the mail, we're gonna be taking it pretty serious, as I say on my standpoint. And I think everybody else feels the same way, because when you go outside and everybody got their yard manicured and clean, and then you go 2 houses down, it just look like you in the forest, you know. Because when people come through that want to have a business here, they just don't ride down Main Street. They ride down Moore Street, they ride down Morning Glory, Wallace Street, you know, out to see what's going on in the town. And if you know somebody that's done passed away and they got family members, that just reach out to them and be like, hey, let's try to do something to keep the yards clean. Because I get calls from elderly people in the community. Hey, I just got a bill for $100 because my grass overgrown. And then we got houses that's look like a forest, and it's been like that for 2 years and nobody's doing nothing about it. So if we do it to one, we're gonna start doing it to all in my eyesight, to be fair and to make the community look beautiful at the end of the day.
Steve, can you, the retention ponds over there by Dollar General and Family Dollar?
CBS.
CBS, thank you. Can you address that, check into that, because those ponds have grown up, have trees in them.
Especially CBS.
And I know a couple of years ago, I had William Hall to check into it, and they were cut, but they did not continue cutting them, and they look horrible.
Ms. Askins, were you finished? You were, okay. Just wanted to make sure, because it hopped back up. Okay, thank you, council members, for your reports. Thanks, everyone, for coming out tonight. I do appreciate everybody, your patience. A lot has been said tonight. A lot of business was taken care of. Also, I want to announce that yesterday, August 11th, Florence County residents are now riding PDRTA fare-free. So thanks to Florence County Council and PDRTA. Congratulations to the Culinary Commons on their successful ribbon cutting and grand opening on Saturday, August 2nd. I want to give a huge shout out and thanks to Miss Amber Williams and team for such an amazing and impactful and successful back to school event on August 3rd for our youth in Florence School District 3 and surrounding areas. Following that, we also had a back to school community kickball game at Blandon Street Park, organized by the Brothers Association, which is a group of determined young men of Lake City. We had the police officers, we had the firemen, and yours truly playing a great game and fun game of kickball. Please check out our website, Facebook page, printed information that's on the back for all type of events that are upcoming. I'm not going to name them all, but please take one, announce to your church, announce within your community, because we have a lot of great things going on. I want to give thanks to Lake City High School alumni for recognizing the city of Lake City for supporting, for our continued support to them, always at their Blue and Gold Gala. Want to remind everyone that registration for football and cheerleading for recreation, that deadline is upcoming, August 19th. So please, I know I've done it before, don't wait till the last minute, but Mr. Grayson Boyton is waiting and Ms. Cynthia Millette is waiting for those applications to come in. So don't wait till the deadline of August 19th. I want to extend my deepest sympathy to all the bereaved families near and far. My condolences to Councilwoman Scott and her family, as well as to Miss Amanda Turner, a member of our finance department. They both recently lost loved ones. You are in our prayers. I also want to give my sincere condolences to Carolina Academy family for the loss of their student, Mr. Aiden Jumper. I pray that God continues to comfort his family in this time of sorrow. He was about to start his senior year at CA. Last but not least, I would like to say congratulations to yours truly, your mayor, for being nominated and elected as Madam Vice President of the Association of South Carolina Mayors Board of Directors. I am so honored to be alongside Fountain Inn Mayor G.P. McLear, who's a newly elected president, and our fellow South Carolina mayors to represent and serve not only the city of Lake City, but also the state of South Carolina. That's the end of my report. Thank you. Thank you. That's the end of my report. Students, educators, and parents, I hope you all have a blessed and safe new school year. Be blessed, be kind, and be encouraged. Now I need a motion to go into an executive session. Excuse me, hold on. Executive session pursuant to the South Carolina Freedom of Information Act and Section 30-4-70A2 for the discussion of negotiations incident to propose contractual arrangements and the receipt of legal advice relating to industrial development projects and all other matters related thereto. One second before we get that motion, I do apologize. I do want to thank Ms. Maddie Thomas on her event that she did have in the city of Lake City this past Saturday. Going back off with Mayor Pro Tem. Is a very informational and educational and very important meeting that they held about voting and so many other different things. It was the Democratic Women's Council, and I know that she will announce to have more in the upcoming days. Now I need a motion to go into executive session. All in favor, show of hands. Thank you. Y'all have a good night. We good? Okay. I need a motion to exit out of executive session.
So moved.
It has been properly moved in second. Any questions? If none, all in favor, show of hands. Any opposed? None. Thank you. There was no action taken about executive session. With the discussion that was in executive session, I need a motion to allow MUSC to proceed with a draft proposal to paint the MUSC official logo on the water tower in Cades. Oh, yeah. So it's properly moved in second. Any questions, council? None. All in favor, show of hands. Thank you. None opposed. Yes, passes. Now all I need a motion is to adjourn. Second, please.
Second.
Okay.
Go back to me, because I missed that. Who did the motion? I did.
And who seconded?
I did.
All in favor?